Hey, hey, you. Yeah, you. You ready for question number 2? What are the top questions I get from small churches? What could it be? Want to learn something? Let's go. Welcome to Midweek Service provided by the Church Sound Podcast. This is our version of tech news with your host, Prentiss Thompson. Have you ever wondered, how do I mic a drum set, or what about getting audio to my live stream? We're here for you. This is tech news, new product reviews, and everything you need to know about what you need to know. Welcome to Midweek Service. Yes, welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast, Midweek Service. I'm your humble host, Mr. Prentiss Thompson. And what we do every week is product reviews, product application, and product training, all centered around the essential workers at church, which is your multimedia or AVL department. So this is all technical stuff. I'd like you to do one thing before we begin. Like, subscribe, review, give me like 5 stars, 4 stars. If you're feeling froggy, 4 stars. But anyway, this is part 2 of the questions I get from small churches. So last week we had question 1. Today we're going to do question 2. So I'm going to see if I can pull up, get my phone here, and see second question. The second question is, I'm not going to say what church this is from. You'll know when you see this or hear this. My stage is too loud. What should I do? Okay, that's kind of a loaded question. Besides, throw people off the stage, turn everything off. Other than that, without getting a lot of detail from you, I'm pretty sure what you have is, I'm going to assume it's a bad word when you're going to imagine, it's the best word, imagine you have musicians on stage, and you have a lot of stage monitors on stage, because your drummer has one, your keyboard player has one, your bass player is coming out of a big cab, guitar players come out of their cab, and you probably have stage wedges on stage for your singers. It's probably not a very big space because it's a small church, and you have all this sound going on, and your stage is so loud that you can't hear your front monitors, your front speakers, your front of house speakers for the audience. How do you solve that? Well, the first thing you want to do is try to find a way to remove the monitors from the stage. And how you would do that is a couple of ways. You can go with, if you have a digital mixer, you can go with personal monitor systems. Personal monitors. So if you're watching on YouTube, there's a picture of a few you can take a look at. Most manufacturers of digital mixers will have their own proprietary personal monitor mixers. Number 2, these are all about the same price. In-ear monitors. So in-ear monitor is basically a wireless microphone in reverse, where the person that has it on them has a body pack on them. This is not a transmitter like a microphone, it's a receiver, so it's in reverse. So basically you're receiving the signal from the mixer. So imagine you have 5 musicians, and then you gave them all in-ears. You removed all the speakers off the stage. That's going to quiet your stage, right? Immensely. In some earlier messages, a few earlier episodes, I discussed how to do that on the cheap. And how you do that on the cheap is you use wired in-ears. And what wired in-ears is that just as well as you would route your signal for your auxiliary stage mix or stage wedges, you would do the same for your in-ears. So a lot of these wired systems it's just an XLR cable that you would run from an auxiliary, from your snake or from your console, wherever you're at, and you would really give a mix to that person. So these wired in-ears are pretty cheap. They range from $40 to some really good ones are like about $200. So you do the math. So You have 5 systems, you pay $40, do the math. You have 5 systems, you pay $100, do the math, $400. Or if you want to go with in-ears, wireless in-ears, good one's going to cost $300 to $500 a piece. And for your personal monitor mixes, those are going to cost about the same price. Now, the cool thing about that is the personal monitor mixes is that the person or the musicians they're in total control of their own mix, meaning that as a front of house engineer, especially if I'm mixing monitors at the same time, which happens a lot, especially if you're in a small, medium-sized church, now they're not screaming at you, can you give me more bass? Can you take her out of my wedge? Now they can look over and just go, little salt, pepper, little paprika, and mix it themselves, which then frees you up as the front of house engineer to just mix what's in front of you. So I hope that answers your question. I hope this was insightful. Do me a favor, share it. Share it with the church, share it with someone that you think that needs to hear this. And I'm gonna say like I always say, what do I say? I will see you in the Matrix.